This morning, the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and their unnamed and potentially unnameable accomplices spoke out in a press conference begging for accountability. Here is a bit of what they said.
My name is Anushka DiGiorgio, and I stand before you today as a survivor of both Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. I want to thank Congressman Massie and Khanna for their role in putting together this very, very important bill. Every day of this journey toward healing has come at a profound cost to my mental health. But I am here. I chose to come because this bill really matters.
I was only 14 years old when I met Jeffrey. It was the summer of high school. I was working 3 jobs to try to support my mom and my sister when a friend of mine in the neighborhood told me that I could make $300 to give an older guy a massage. It went from a dream job to the worst nightmare.
But as much as this bill is about shining a light on truth, it's not just about the bill. This is about justice. This is about survivors. This is about justice against the rich and powerful who have stolen something from these women and many children at the time.
And so there are a number of survivors there, and obviously they are a subset of the much larger group of survivors that were victims of these notorious and terrible and weirdly protected by the powerful sexual predators. And there were, as one pointed out, there were some members of Congress there. They made this possible, that being the Republican Thomas Massie and the Democrat in front of the show, Khanna. Now, they weren't the only ones. Representative Marjorie Greene was actually there as well, and she had this to say.
It's grieved me to watch the arguments and debates take place among my colleagues and even the administration. The shame does not fall on these brave, courageous women. The shame falls on every single person that coldly turned a blind eye to their abuse. The shame falls on every single person that enabled it. The shame falls on every single person that took money to continue it. And the shame falls on the people in power over the past several decades that protected the monster, Jeffrey Epstein, and his cabal that continued a nightmare.
Credit for nailing the pronunciation that time. So that's good. And I agree with her. And credit to her for what she said. Credit more to Massie and Khanna for making this happen when many people in Congress, the leadership of the Republicans in Congress, don't want it to happen at all. And so I'm glad that Marjorie Greene was there. It seems consistent with what she's been saying for years and years, even before she was in office. She was a QAnoner and she was talking about all this elite stuff. So I'm glad that she's doing it. Like the issue that I think a lot of people will immediately come back with is like, but you're talking kind of in generalities about the cover up, aren't you? And sure, there's a lot of people over a number of years that did not pursue justice in a way that we would have liked to have seen. Not all of them are Republicans, some of them are Democrats. Many of them now are in sort of the rearview mirror, but there are others that are in power right now. Can we talk about them? I mean, like, and maybe, are we expecting too much? That like she clearly knows that Donald Trump is participating in this cover up. You'll notice Donald Trump was not there with the victims. Why not? Like why? That's not a rhetorical question. Remember, damage report. We are strictly against rhetorical questions here. Why was he not there? Why is there really no reason to believe that he will ever meet with the victims? Do a press conference with the victims? Say something nice about the victims? I mean, some people might say, well, he's not gonna go there because they're gonna attack him. No, I didn't see any indication that any of those women were attacking Donald Trump or making any claims against Donald Trump. They're just victims of Maxwell and Epstein, and he's definitely not gonna talk to them. Like, is that not the most suspicious thing in the world? And like at some point, can Marjorie Greene maybe acknowledge that Donald Trump clearly is trying to stop the truth from coming out? And he could have released those documents a long time ago. Why did it take so long for us to find out that his name was in the documents 1,000 times? Why is Ghislaine Maxwell in like a ritzy resort prison right now? Like again, the the favors that are being given out and the blind eye, and a lot of the right-wing media, some of which she has gone on and been friends with, they haven't talked about this in forever, man. They moved on as quick as they possibly could because that was the marching orders that they were given. And so we have a lot more that we're gonna get to this. And again, I guess credit that she's there at all. She could have just not gone. But I don't know, Sharon, it just feels like you're calling it out, but refusing to say the name. What do you think?
Maybe, but maybe it worked for me this time. I almost pushed something out on social media. I was so, it's hard to say that, proud of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I was, because she did mention the administration and she did go out of her way as a woman. I mean, you got to meet people where they are. I finally decided, I guess. And she said, look, these women have no shame. The shame is with those who did this. I know where Donald Trump was and why he couldn't be there. I mean, shame on you, John. He was previously engaged. Moments after these women spoke out, he called it a hoax again, a Democratic hoax. I mean, moments later.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he did right after. And to your credit, you mentioned that they didn't go out of their way to bash Donald Trump. In fact, it was even more than that. One of the main lawyers, the gentleman there, I forget his name, he was asked by the CNN correspondent, "What did any of these women see Donald Trump with?" And they kind of just said, he asked at first, he looked behind him, asked the clients, and they said, no, we just want the information released. This isn't political. We don't care where it goes or who it leads to. Just whether it's him or anybody, just release it. So Donald Trump is proven, he cemented who he is. Marjorie Taylor Greene is, and again, I might be a sucker, John. She's redeeming herself, in my view, on this one.
Okay. Maybe I would love to see comments from the audience if I'm being too hard. I mean, again, she is there, I guess, but like,
yeah.
I mean,
I'll hear
come on,
you.
like, and I could also bring up, like, Donald Trump himself has faced accusations from literally dozens of women.
Well,
Do they bear shame? Well, from the point of view of the right, they do, because those women have been attacked relentlessly for years, including by Donald Trump for revealing. Again, maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe I'm being the bad guy. I don't know. And I'm glad that she was there. And by the way, I will give her more credit if she votes on the discharge petition that Massie and Khanna want to put forward so that all of the documents are actually revealed, which is not how it's looking like it's gonna go if it's up to Mike Johnson. If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog that is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?